welcome to my journey into another meals video from my freezer and my pantry. We had another good week of eating what we had on hand. It is for supper. Rest of the day is just whatever. The only things I had to buy this week were fresh mushrooms, a bag of taters, and then I didn't have to buy the frozen garlic bread because I had bread up here I could make it with, but we really like it and it was on sale, buy one get one free, so that's what I did. So that's all I bought for this week. Everything else you're going to see is stuff we already had. Now the one day you won't see because I ordered pizza, because I've already mentioned on one video I had a dud of a chuck roast. Oh my gosh, it was tough as wet leather. It was ridiculous. So I just threw my hands up and ordered pizza at the last minute. So I didn't show that. But everything else came from the freezer and the pantry. So let's turn around and look what we ate this past week. Okay, this is Monday. And I think on my menu plan I said we're having hamburger steaks and mushrooms gravy. But we're having hamburger mushroom gravy. So what I have here is I've preheated some bacon grease. You can use butter, oil, bacon grease. I just feel like bacon grease tonight. And then this is 1 8-ounce pack of mushrooms that I chopped myself. Now, if I was cooking this with my hamburger, which I usually do, but I have all that hamburger cooked in the freezer, I would cook the hamburger and the mushrooms at the same time. But the hamburger's already done. I've got it thawed. And so I'm just going to cook these mushrooms until they are tender. Okay, I poured a little bit of the hamburger liquid in there because they were starting to get a little dry. So now we're just going to do our hamburger, and it's a pound. I also cooked it with onions, which you can do when you make this if you cook your hamburger from raw. Now, I've been making this for umpteen years. It is one of David's favorite meals, and it's just so simple. But you can do it 2 ways, and I've done it both ways many times. You can use a can of cream of mushroom soup and some milk to thin it out to where you want it. I would do that, except I only have 1 can, and I've already made my menu for next week, and I know I need it, and I didn't feel like buying another one. So I thought I would just use it and be good. So this is the other way. Just sprinkle it with some flour. This is all-purpose flour. I'm going to cook it a little bit just to get the raw taste out of that flour. It doesn't take long. And then we're going to add some milk. I just do a little at a time. Okay, and then you just need to cook it until it is thickened. And that's all there is to it. You'll probably need a little bit more salt since I'm using flour and milk instead of soup. But that's okay. I've told y'all plenty of times before, David likes bland food. It trips me out. Okay, I'm going to quit right there because it's going to sit up until it's time for David to get up. And if it thickens up too much, I'll just add some more milk and heat it up. So that's all there is to that. So now I'll show you what we're going to have. Okay, here it is. I made some speckled butter beans in the Instant Pot. I have some cream potatoes under here. And there is our hamburger mushroom gravy. So that's what we're having tonight. Didn't have to buy a thing. This is Tuesday, and tonight we're having easy but delicious supper. Some chicken dumplings. What I have in here is some chicken broth, a box and 2 cans, and my cooked shredded chicken. Now, if you have raw chicken, cook your chicken in your chicken broth and shred it. You can cook it in water, but it's not going to be as flavorful as if you use chicken broth. If you cook it in water, put some chicken bouillon in it. And these are the dumplings I like, because I'm not making my own. They just come, and I let them sit out and thaw a little bit, but they just come in these little sheets. There's 3 to a sheet, and sometimes I'll just dump the whole thing in there, but I think today I'll just cut them in half, or tear them in half. Let me turn my burn it down because you know this stove stays hot for a long time. So I'm just gonna put all my dumplings in. Okay, now I do want this to boil. I turned it down a little bit. I do want it to boil to cook these noodles, but I don't want it to get carried away. So I'm just going to put a lid on it. I did turn my burner up just a little bit. I think I turned it down too far. And I'll keep coming over here and checking on it, stirring it, make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. And all you gotta do is just cook them till they're nice and tender. And I'm also, let me show you, cooking my garden corn on the cob. Okay, you have to have enough broth to cook your dumplings, or they're not going to cook right. But you see, they're very, got that steam, liquidy. As they sit, these will draw up more liquid. And if you put them in the fridge, they'll draw up even more. Sometimes I will put a can of cream of chicken soup in there to make it creamier, but I just got a feeling we're going to have a lot of leftovers, and they get just like a thick thing you have to cut to get apart when you do that in the fridge. So I'm just going to leave them like this. So I'm not going to show you my plate because these are too hot to eat. I'm just going to show you here, we're having the dumplings with the corn, and I didn't have to buy any of this. I had it all in the freezer. Oh, in the cabinet. This is Wednesday, and I had already sat down and started eating on my plate before I realized I was going to show you what we had. So this is a play on chicken parmesan. This is just some spaghetti with my frozen Muller sauce. And these are the Italian chicken breasts that you get at Sam's that I vacuum seal individually and put in the freezer. I just had half of that one. And I've got that cut up and served on top of the spaghetti. Like I said, just kind of like chicken parmesan and some garlic bread. And that's the only thing I had to buy was the garlic bread. Well, I had made my plate and I already sat down. I got my gown on, if you can tell. So I thought I'll just show you what we're eating tonight. This is Friday. We're having pinto beans and greens from the garden, mustard greens. And I got half a baked potato there with some butter and sour cream. And I didn't have to buy anything for this either. So what was it this week? About 3 things we had to buy. And that's all. So that's it for our freezer and pantry challenge suppers for this week. Hope you just enjoyed this video, and I will see you when I see you.